إيدي بإيدك نحمي الأقصى، رمب بيخسر لا يظلم الأمريكان.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone! Welcome to our very first episode of podcast this season, specially brought to you by Sekretariat Sukarelawan. Okay, as for your host today, I'm Ani Sophia, and besides me, Farah, if you've been here since last year, thank you so much. But if you're new here, hi and welcome to our family. So, today we have a very special guest.
Are you sure, Anis, there's only a special guest?
No, I'm just kidding actually. For today's episode, it is a bit special, extra special, I mean it, because we actually have two guests, which is they are international students and they actually came from Palestine, which is we have Yusuf and Muhammad.
Assalamualaikum.
Okay, we'll let them introduce about themselves properly after this. But just to let our listeners know, for today's episode, we'll be more focusing about Palestine. Not just like the head news that you guys been seeing on TikTok or Instagram, but we want to know about their life journey as well.
So, before we begin, we want to acknowledge the weight of this topic. This is not just news, but this is their experience, their struggles, and their life. So, our hope for our listeners, so that they can learn, they can listen, and humanize every single headline that they see on the social media. So, before we get started, let's get to know our guests. So, maybe both of you can introduce yourself and share a little bit about yourself. Can we start with Muhammad first?
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad and I'm Palestinian. I'm from Gaza and have been here 1 year ago.
Thank you, Muhammad. Now, Yusuf?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Yusuf. I'm, as you know, Palestinian from Gaza. I study propatine medicine here at USM, and I'm really happy to meet you here.
After this, we're going to know more about them. So, for a starter, let's start with a warm-up question, shall we? Okay, I actually want to bring back both of you from the first time you guys stepped on Malaysia. Like, do you guys actually remember the impression? Maybe about the weather, about our people, the food. Just tell us anything. Maybe we can start off with Yusuf.
Okay, so the first impression was very great, actually. So when I first arrived to KL, like the mixture of skyscrapers and the astonishing nature, the beautiful mountains there were so beautiful, and mystifications there. And actually, I still remember the first Grab ride that I took from the airport to my hotel at Yale. So the Grab driver refused to take any charges for that trip, and that reflected how kind these people are. And actually, on the way to KL, I saw many Palestinian flags that even like more than the Palestinian flag I saw in my country. So that was very beautiful and kind to see. And when I first arrived to USM, everyone was welcoming, and they all tried to help us to register and to just go on our ways. And that includes the dean and all the staff at USM, including the dean Prof. Abdul Razak, and Prof. Kamal. They all were humble and very welcoming, and they had like a very honest feeling about us.
I'm so grateful that you have a wonderful impression of Malaysia. Okay, what about you, Muhammad?
Yes, of course. Actually, when I arrived, I was so tired because the travel from long trip from Egypt to here around 17 hours. Then bus from KL to Clinton another 8 hours. It was so tiring trip. But later, when we get a warm welcoming from our dean, our staff here, Dean Abdul Razak, Prof. Abdul Razak, and later the Dean Prof. Cameron, that was so kind, so nice, and reduced all the tired.
I'm glad that both of you got a good impression of Malaysia. So, as we all know that both of you are the medical student, right? So, maybe you can share a little bit about your journey so far and the challenges that you have encountered after finish 1 year of medical student. Now you under your third sem, right? So maybe share a little bit about your struggle and your journey, how it has been so far. Maybe we can start with Muhammad this time.
Yeah. Look, about our journey here as a students. Okay, when you talk about challenge, at first was the language for me. Uh, but maybe because in Gaza we only learn English, we don't practice, we don't speak by English. Maybe this was one of the challenge for me until the first semester. After that, become easy, and I tried to learn more and become better in English. Then, what also maybe you can talk about missing my family in Gaza. This was one of the difficult challenges that I faced. I try to check my phone every day, every hour. Try to look about the new news from Gaza, how they are. Try to call them. Sometimes you cannot get my family there in Gaza cannot get a Wi-Fi, for example. Maybe until 1 week or 2 weeks. So you don't know anything. You are stressed and afraid about them. So maybe you cannot focus in your study.
What about you, Yusuf?
Well, actually, my journey was tiring, but it was like beautiful as well. Like for the first time when we came here, we found some struggles. To first of all, it was the language, like what Mohammed said, and just being away from your family, from the ones you know. That was another challenge, and even it was very hard to focus when you see the bad news from your place, and you hear your family they are complaining about the situation there, and you just can't just like take a picture of your food and send it to them because they don't have that food. So it was a bit very hard to talk to them and to hear their complaints about the place there and the death and the destruction there. So, but after all, like we tried our best to focus on our studies and keep on.
I want to add something. Maybe some of my friends ask me about the culture here and especially about the food. Because new culture, new food. So a lot of them ask me about the food. What about the food there? Is it like the Palestinian food? Is it like the Arab food? I told them no, never. It's another level of the food. But I like it. It's so nice, so delicious. A lot of maybe I cannot remember a lot, but maybe I am bakar bao, for example, was so delicious. Yeah, it's right name. I am bakar, for example. This was so delicious.
I'm glad your journey in Malaysia so far, and it's very sad to listen from your side of no. It's very sad to listen from your point of view, like how you cope with your struggle and how you miss your family. So maybe we can we want to understand your journey a little bit more further. So how was your life like growing up in Palestine? And Yusuf, may I ask you, how or when do you become aware of the occupation that occurred in Palestine?
So life in Palestine, especially Gaza, before the war was great. Like regardless of the like repetitive wars, like every 2 years you have a war you will have a war in Gaza. But regardless of that, and regardless of being under the economic siege and the bad economic situation there, and even the travel limitation you have, but it's still like it's very good to be grown up in such like a well-honored place in with the good people there, and that was generally very good. But about the when I became aware of the occupation, I think I really don't remember because usually in Palestine, as kids, it's just something we are born. The occupation is something that we are born under. So most of the kids they know what a drone is, what airstrike is, what a bomb is, before they even get to schools. So that's, I don't remember actually when, like, just something I born under.
Okay. Thank you, Yusuf. Now I think let's hear from Muhammad's side still, right? How do you feel about it and your opinion at that time?
Uh, Actually, when you talk about life in Palestine before the war, as you said, maybe it's difficult, but it was great. Actually, we was we was live our life so nice. We was getting nice moments with our families, with our friends, uh, trips to the sea, to the a lot of nice places in Gaza. We was adept with the bombs and the wars, because yeah, as you said, they grow with this occupation, grow under this occupation. So yeah, it's actually what the first war I faced it, I think when I was 4 years, I think. When
Three
I was
years,
three
2008.
3.5 year old, there was a war. The first war I faced it. Not about the wars before that. There was a lot. So yeah, I still remember one moment when when one bomb happened around my school. Because for here in Gaza you can enter the school, the what we call it, yes, this one. Yeah, I still remember when I running from it to my home. Yeah, when I was
You ran
before all
from the school to your house?
yeah, it was from here actually. Maybe only 3 minutes from my home. So yeah, I think this uh, all the children in Gaza face this problem. Since they born, they face they found this problem around them. Bombs here, bombs here. You cannot get everything you want. You cannot get anything you want actually, not everything. Maybe.
That must be difficult, very, very difficult for you guys during that time. So I think like for even you guys want to open it up, thank you so much.
Okay. Now let's move on to the topic that very painful, but it's important to discuss. So, both of you, how would you describe the reality on the Palestinian ground right now? Like, how was the situation there? And maybe we can listen from Yusuf this time. What about how was your thought on Palestine right now?
So it's a bit complicated right now, especially in Gaza, because as you know, all the schools are destroyed, all the universities are destroyed, like almost all of the houses are destroyed as well. So the people are still living in tents, and they find it hard to restore their lives back. But they're trying their best. You can see on the social media how they are trying to like get their life again back from that war. And actually, like when we try to be like hopeful to that the situation in Gaza will be better. But for this moment, there's no any like a specific plan for rebuilding. There's no any information about which government will take over Gaza, and that really like makes people like very disappointed about the situation. But they are trying to make hope again.
Okay, what about Muhammad? We want to hear from your side.
When you talk about the Palestinian there, for example, I think about my friends, for example. A lot of them still study medicine as I was a student, medical student there. But, so my friends still study medical medicine, but online. You can't imagine how they study online medicine under this war. That's so difficult actually. I call them sometimes. They told me we feel that we are not learning anything. We just study, just but we don't learn. I don't feel that I will become a doctor. We finish they finish already 3 years online, but Yeah, they become in the third year of medical. So they don't think that we don't feel that we have knowledge in our brain, or we don't feel that we are connected with medicine, with medical vibe. This when you talk about students, university students, because the main reason is that Israel bombed the universities. This was the first main reason, but also maybe you can talk about the doctors. Israel was focused and aimed about the doctors in Gaza. So they was killed the doctors. That was one of their aims in Gaza. They was kill the doctors, the professors, the teachers. This actually was one of their aims. So yeah, now there's a lack of doctors, lack of professors, no universities. So this was one of the main problems for the students. This when you talk about the students. If you want to talk about normal people, other people, sorry. So other citizens, they cannot get income, for example. They're a lot of them lose their jobs and their income or their companies. So they don't have any income. They just take some aids, help, some helps from other countries. Sometimes send boxes of food. So they live by this. Uh, they cannot get income for their families. So one is so important. Actually.
Okay. As you guys know, there are a lot of misconceptions that people have on Palestine itself, right? Like, Alhamdulillah, 2 years ago, uh, this issue became viral on TikTok. So people become more aware about this topic, and a lot of people do know about the misconception. But until now, I believe that maybe there are some people that still believe the misconception. So I want to ask Yusuf, if you were actually given one chance to correct the misconception or something that you want people to truly know and understand about Palestine, what would it be?
Well, I think the most misconception now in the social media is that they are like thinking about the Palestinians and Israelis as like two things in a conflict, but it's like an occupation over people, some innocent peoples. So I see that some people on social media they try to equalize between the Israeli and Palestinians. They say they both should stop and they both should live in under peace, and that's a very bad misconception because it really like harms the Palestinians because and doesn't give their rights because they have the rights to go back to their land. Like for example, me, I'm not originally from Gaza. Like my grandfather is from a city called Ramla inside. Like it's now, if you search on Google, you will find that it's inside Israel. It's actually Palestinian. So I have the right to go back to that city because it's my origin city and my father as well. So that's why people they're trying to say that okay, you just live in Gaza and just forget about that places. And this is very unbelievable. Like for me, for example, and me and Muhammad, anyone from Gaza, they are prohibited from going to Jerusalem, the Masjid al-Aqsa, for no reason, just because they are in Gaza. So just being in peace is not the solution for that one, to give the Palestinians their own rights.
Okay, next, I think let's talk about something that is close to our heart and our viewers' heart, which is about the solidarity song. So, from Yusuf's perspective, what can Malaysians and maybe especially UM students can do to show genuine support for Palestinians, like anything big or small? Because I believe that every gesture are matter.
So I think first of all, it's just increasing the awareness of the situation in Palestine and increasing their knowledge in the religion first, and in the Palestinian issue, as well as they can boycott the brands that support the Israeli occupations, as well as they can focus on their studies and on the work, on the thing that they do, just in order to achieve the superiority over our enemies. Because like if we have the superiority in technology and science and all of other stuff, it will be very hard for our enemies to do a genocide, because we will be much superior than them and much stronger than them. And that's the main point that we as the new generation should focus on. We should focus on like how to become better and stronger than our enemies, and how to overcome their technologies and their strengths.
So this time, Muhammad, can you share on what Malaysian people and USM student all can do? Other thing like anything.
Actually, what you said is so important thing about they can focus, but they should focus on their studies and education. But I want to add something. Maybe when I was in Gaza, actually, when I was under the war, I was hearing about the American students was make a lot of news about Palestine and stop
Protest.
everything. So I was thinking about the student is so important, so strong way to do anything. The students are strong way to do anything or any goal that they are planning to do. So maybe, for example, one suggestion, our students maybe can do organization, small organization. They can contact with other organization in Gaza, inside Gaza, and send some aids, for example, send collect money from here and send it to Gaza. They can actually. I believe that they are able to do and organize a lot of things like this that can help the people there. And for example, my friends there in Gaza asking me about any organization able to help them to cover the fees. They are still study online, but they need to pay actually, because the doctors teaching them online. So they need to charge the university, and the university give the doctors their income. So they still need to pay. So a lot of them asking me actually about any organization can help in the world to cover this university fees. So, for example, can the university students able to do organizations and collect some money, for example, and send them contact with other organizations and send money, or others also other things.
Thank you, Muhammad and Yusuf, for answering the question. Actually, we're almost at the end of our session. I mean, like, time flies when the conversation is meaningful, right? Like, first, for instance, like our topic today. So, Yusuf, if you could share one message to the world, especially to the young people who wants to make a difference, what would you tell them?
I would tell them to do their best to like support the Palestinian issue, and just like what I said, to do their best to in order to become superior to our enemies in terms of technology, science, and all on. And also, especially Muslim students and Muslim people, to increase their knowledge in their deen and in their faith, in order to prevent any genocide from happening to our people in all around the world.
Thank you, Yusuf, for your answer. So this is the last question for Muhammad. So what hope do you have to the public in terms of raising awareness and offering support to Palestine?
I think they can focus on children's in Gaza now facing a lot of challenges, study, food. Children who lose their families, their parents. The people need to focus more on those regards.
Thank you for sharing your story with us today. Your strength reminds us that behind every tragedy there is real life, real family, and real dreams. We hope today's conversation can inspire everyone to that listen to stay aware and stay compassionate instead of solidarity with those who facing injustice in the world. So we hope our listeners out there can become more aware of these issues.
Welcome and thanks for all our listeners in the world, and thank you for this important podcast. Actually, that's not everything. Our listeners should learn more about Palestine and share and
Okay, well, thank you all for your time, and I hope that you came out with that from this episode with special benefits. Inshallah.
Alright, so I want to thank you so much for our guests and our listeners, which is our viewers. May we all continue to seek truth, speak up, and work toward a future of peace and justice. As your host today, we actually sincerely apologize for any shortcomings on our part. Thank you for being with us today, and we look forward to meeting you again in the future. So we hope that this episode sparks more awareness and more conversations about Palestine. So I think actually I want to end our session with a slogan. I believe that you guys and our viewers know about this slogan. For this slogan, can Muhammad or Yusuf lead? It is the from river to the sea, Palestine will be free.
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free. Bye.